Hey, I'm Lenny.
And I'm Gavin, and together we're known as Short Attention Spa.
You're listening to our new daily-ish podcast, Comedians Calling Comedians During Corona. Our live shows got canceled, so we're planning to go viral instead.
We're setting out to flatten the curve and give you and ourselves some laughs each day by calling comedians from around the world.
Sometimes our moms might be on too.
Mom, we're recording a podcast.
We're available on all the podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other ones. Please subscribe, and you can watch the video version of this call on our YouTube channel, Short Attention Spa.
It's April now, and this is episode 13.
Our guest today is a Los Angeles-based stand-up comic, producer, and actor. She's been on a lot of shows, and she's making the most exciting sandwich game show out there right now called Make That Sandwich.
Let's give Lindsay Ames a call.
Hey, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. How you doing?
How am I doing? I don't know. Very tired the last couple days.
Oh, yeah, really?
Time has no meaning whatsoever. So,
I've gone kind of nocturnal myself, yeah.
I used to be a real night owl, and then over the last few years, I've been waking up very early and getting the most out of my day, and still going pretty late at night because you have to do shows and stuff. But no waking up early now. Only going to bed extremely late.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything is different. I feel like the last time, this is my background here, Lindsay. I don't know if you can see it. That's the JCC gym in Vancouver. And I
was there in the summer.
Were you there in the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. And I feel like that's the last time that I ever saw you. It was like when we were in preschool. Like it feels like that long ago.
Older than preschool.
Pardon?
Elementary.
Yeah, elementary school.
I have a very vivid memory of going to your house one day after school because we lived so close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to change one little brother, little sister.
Yeah, little brother, yeah.
That's younger than you.
Yeah,
your little brother, he took a massive dump in his diaper. You had to clean it up. I've always had it, and it was really green and it was real fucked up. Everybody in my family, it's my nieces and nephews, I can do everything superstar aunt, but if it comes to shitty diapers, I'm out.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That was scarring that day.
Yeah, it's funny how different I have no recollection whatsoever of that moment, so.
That wasn't a special day for you when we were 7th grade?
I guess, yeah, no, I don't. You'd think I would remember something like that, but at this point.
Sounds like just every day for Lenny.
It's every day, yeah. It goes back on my brother lives so far away, but anyways. Yeah, there's mail. But yeah, so what do you maybe can we start by just asking kind of what your usual pre-COVID comedy life was like there?
I don't even know
where you are
my life anymore.
I know.
It's weird for me because I had an emergency appendicitis a week and a half before every lockdown. So I've had a very bizarre frame of reference for everything because my life was thrown into total chaos. I should have been on stage at my show that I host and produce, but I had canceled it 2 days earlier because I needed to for a bunch of other reasons. And luckily I did because I would have been on stage mid-performance while my appendix was starting to take me down. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, but my normal, I have a very, because I do so many different things, life was never a schedule anyways, because it's there are auditions or then when you book work, and I do a lot of different work and stuff. I'd be shooting a lot. I have a sandwich making game show that I've been doing. Yeah. So a lot of my time has been spent, either cooking or prepping for that, shooting, editing, doing all of that stuff, getting ready for the next rounds. I mean, I did a couple live pop-ups. I did a live pop-up show. I was going to be like taking it. Basically, I was cutting the sizzle reel so that we could submit it to all of the festivals. And I was going to tour it all this year around the world pretty much. But,
Right.
nope.
But that's not happening now.
Nope, don't think so.
No.
But the cool thing is you have the show, which is tons of fun, that's already up online. So I assume you can keep doing that, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out because groceries, are a little bit harder to come by, and for a lot, I haven't been going really to the grocery store. I'm still kind of healing a little bit. I'm like done, but still it was like advised, especially because I was in the hospital and stuff, just to kind of like really chill out as much as I can from like public stuff. So luckily through friends and whatever, I've been having stuff delivered to me. But I get a lot of amazing ingredients given to me. Like I have 5 rounds that I haven't shot yet. And like I have one of the chefs from Top Chef has just played around, Fabio Viviani, who is like one of my favorite contestants ever. And I just got him to play, but he throws out certain ingredients. It's like they're not necessarily all at the grocery store. It's also hard to get at the grocery store right now, and they could be at specialty stores. So, and then also I have an amazing DP that I work with, and I shoot a lot of my own stuff for the channel on like my phone and stuff like that. But like when you see the aesthetic of like the way I've been playing the game and shooting the videos, I have a great camera, but it's also like I've been starting to play around shooting it myself. But I mean, I can't for me, I can't do a tracking shot now while I'm like slicing something. And yeah, that's like a lot of it because I be very food porny and,
Right. Yeah.
It's so food porny. I was watching it and really, really enjoying it from that aspect. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard. I just have been catching up on so many other things and doing enough stuff that I can kind of just like feed the content on the Instagram, but I'm like really trying to figure out how to move forward because it's struck a chord. People love it so much and it is so fun. And it's a shame because the live shows and the pop-up experience is so amazing. So it's kind of a bummer right now, but
yeah, but it will come around again. I mean, this is the thing. It's just, it's just a little while. And are you working on stuff in the meantime, like other stuff?
Yes. Right now I've been developing sandwiches for Subway Canada through TasteMate.
What? Really? That's awesome.
Yeah. So today is kind of like our handing of our recipes. So you may see these sandwiches, you may never see these sandwiches, but that's just a job that I've been wrapping up on. And then, yeah,
that's cool.
Right
so
on.
you're submitting your like sandwich ideas, and then they work in their development kitchens to see if they can make versions that are marketable,
there was 4 different developers that were chosen, and then we each get a theme. Mine was Taste of the World, and then 25 sandwiches that I would like to see at Subway that I think are very doable and would be, look, I know sandwiches, very, very delicious. So I make the recipe, the brief, all this stuff, and then you test out. I would have been testing out the sandwiches, but we couldn't really because it happened, the taste, like our development phase of trying them out and cooking and making them that we were supposed to do happened like right when lockdown happened.
Right. So. Well, that's challenging. Okay, so here's a question for you. Based on that, if you had to take us through a day of sandwiches, like, sandwich for breakfast, sandwich for lunch, sandwich for dinner, and then late night sandwich snack, what are your top sandwiches for each of those?
Breakfast sandwich would be a remake of my favorite breakfast sandwich from Toronto at Morning Glory on, I think they maybe moved and they're probably not even open right now.
Well, right now.
They were on Bathurst, Morning Glory?
No, they're on King and Sherborne. I want to say Sherborne. King and Sherborne.
Okay.
Right before because I used to work in casting and we lived like it was right there. But it's they had the best ciabatta because I don't love a lot of ciabattas. This gorgeous ciabatta that was like it didn't hit the mouth and it was soft and good, and then a garlic aioli, a slice of tomato, bacon. They had this jam, which it took me many years, but the chef gave me his recipe for his homemade jam, and I made it before at my pop-up, and I changed ketchup. There's this non-ketchup wanting person when I was doing these sandwiches at my pop-up, and I was like, please, this need to have this ketchup on it. And he's like, okay. I'm like, if you don't like it, I'll make you another one without it. And then he came back later and was like, thank you so much for making me have it with the ketchup on it.
Wow.
So it's that, and then it's egg. It's like ciabatta, egg, bacon, aioli, tomato. Boom, you're done. Lunch, either a Reuben. Love a Reuben. Maybe that's a good dinner one. Love a Reuben. Let's go with Reuben.
Okay.
Dinner, maybe a nice French dip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Love. And then for late night, either. Going to be grilled cheese. But you could either go grilled savory or let's go grilled cheese sweet. So it's like you could do Havarti and like a Havarti cheddar on like a challah. Get that all good. Fun. Really a lot of cheese with it. Or you could go sweet and like add. I have persimmon jam, and I made this sandwich. Oh fuck! I made this grilled cheese the other day. Persimmon jam, crispy prosciutto, and cheddar cheese melt.
Wow. I like jam on sandwiches with meat, actually. Like a red pepper jelly or something is really so good. Yeah.
So good.
Ooh, yeah.
I've been into this lingonberry jam recently. So good with the meat.
IKEA?
Yeah, it was Walmart, actually.
It's tart. It's good. It's like, cranberry.
Yeah.
The foreign, like the little half an aisle that's foreign foods always intrigues me.
That's so funny or it still feels like the most white food ever.
Lingonberry jam.
Lingonberry.
Yes. Foreign white.
It's from Germany.
Food,
yeah, that's funny. Wow. Okay. So that's delicious. I mean, and are you getting to like make a lot of sandwiches now just because you're by yourself? And I mean, you're probably making sandwiches.
I'm making a lot of food and I am making sandwiches. I just had these deliver this sourdough to me that is homemade. That it's fucked up. It's so good. I can't even handle these people and what they did. I've been posting it on the Instagram. But I've been putting stuff in the freezer, but I'm trying not to because it's like also I want to be healthy. So it's like I got to stay true to the cause, but also healthy.
Yeah.
A lot of they do other food things, and I've been having people bring me food, and then I make stuff, and then they'll come pick it up. So
nice.
Yeah.
I was making a sandwich today, and I just had the urge to like cut it into little pieces, like it was like a church sandwich or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, nobody's here, but I'm just going to do it for myself and feel like it's an Easter or whatever. I don't know.
Everybody should do whatever they want right now that feels good to them, so long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. I just had this guy. I knew I shouldn't. I never really. I don't get many trolls, and I really don't respond to them because it's like, what's the point? It's not a waste. It's like a waste of everybody's time. But I had posted this photo the other day that was like, it was a drawing of "Do not go out, stay at home." And it was breaking it down, like even if you're just going for a quick drink at friends, even if you're just going like, and it was a real rudimentary breakdown of why you stay at home. And I had also, right before this post, I had posted 4 clips of this nurse he was on his way, I guess, back to the hospital, and he was in his his clothes, whatever, his uniform, and he was like sobbing, and he was just like, this is finally hitting me, how horrible this is. And I just have to tell you, like, if you aren't staying at home and you're out there and you come into the hospital, like, there's nothing we can do for you. And he's like sobbing. He's like, there's nothing we can do for you. Malaria medicine won't work. And he's like going through, he's like, you just need to stay the fuck at home. So then I posted this other thing, because I know people where I live that have still been doing some social meetups. And it's like, to me, it's so selfish, and we're being asked to do so little. Like, we're so privileged. We have Zoom, we have FaceTime. Like, we're not being called to go to war. We're just at home on our couch. Like,
absolutely.
You know, like, it's not tough. And it was so funny because this one guy wrote me, and he was like, it's not selfish. And that right there, I should have not responded, but I was just like, look, it's the epitome of selfishness. And then he tried to take me out. I deleted the message because I was just so bored with him. But he's like, you probably live in some big city and people are out, so you have that mentality. But just because you don't understand doesn't mean you have to be a narc or get butt hurt about it. It was just like, man, like, I just gave the like that emoji back. But it's just so like, there's no point in responding back, obviously, but it's so frustrating how human beings have direct evidence in front of them of what's happening. Like, we have a map already of like basically the future. We've seen the future in these other countries, and yet there are people here that are chalking it up
just won't believe it.
Yes. And it's like, just stay inside so we don't have to do this till September.
No, I know, but you see it. You see this like fault line, and people are, at least social media, which kind of is a catalyst for this anyway. But you see people really going at each other, and we've never been through something like this before. But it does feel like everything is just ramping up, and I imagine in the States even more so.
I just think like people in North America are a lot more self-centered and not about the group mind as much as other places. And so I think it's harder for privileged people to, and privilege doesn't necessarily mean you have money and you're in like a certain, it's just like you've been able to do whatever you want for your entire life, and you haven't had to think in a different way. And it's just, because for me too, it's like, let's say this was being blown out of proportion, and it is, it's like, what does it really hurt you? I mean, I know like there's a lot of repercussions right now, but it's like, it's just not, we don't know what this is. And you only have to look at the past to see that we are due for this, and we are due for a lot of death. But like, I don't know. I know people that are in ICU and stuff like that. So it's hitting home a lot more for me and young people. And so I can understand the mentality of somebody who's trying to be insular and doesn't understand it, but those people don't understand that there is another perspective. Like, we're trying to do things better for other people.
Yeah. As much as you just want to brush off a troll, like, this is an important thing where people, you could be saving lives or costing lives, of course. And you're in LA, so are you able to walk around the neighborhood safely, or is that even allowed at this point?
It is. I live on a very wide street, very, very historical wide street. And the other day, 2 days ago, I was out on a walk. It's also very difficult because I can see how I look right now, and I wish it was just audio.
It's great. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and listen,
that's right.
My daughter just cut my hair. My 16-year-old daughter cut my hair yesterday. So it's like,
is that
got a lot on top, but on the sides. It's a bit
times
shit.
are tough.
Yeah. So
it actually looks pretty fresh, man, if that's an expression.
Yeah,
well, you did it.
It's better than
the new look.
Yeah.
I was out on the street walk, and this guy across the street, 30-year-old guy, snot rocketed, like did a flip, which is like, if this wasn't,
that's a no-no.
Absolutely. I had a full seizure right there on the street. I don't know how I got home, but oh my God, like, it's bizarre. And then
it's horrifying.
Women in different places on my walk that were both reading hardcover novels while they were walking. It was, I don't know what's happening.
That doesn't seem safe.
Yeah.
Wow. A week ago they would have been on their phones, but now it's a hardcover novel.
Yeah, like, why can't you? Like, I'm all for it. Is the book that good, or do they hate walking that much that they need to distract themselves?
Yeah.
That sounds like nerdy 12-year-old me. Walking with a book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Like, you can't. So it's like you don't know what's coming.
That is wacky. Yeah. Just walking into Hydropole would be your number one problem, I would think. What else are you doing though online? What are you watching that's distracting you or that you're finding funny? A shout out to some funny friends.
I mean, I'm watching a bunch of different things, but I'm actually in this really weird, bizarre hole that no one is going to follow me down. I've gone back to the show Made in Chelsea, which is the spin-off of The Hills, but it's in England. So everybody's like way smarter, way wittier. It's edited really funny, but it's a reality television show. And everybody knows each other over and over and over for like 19 seasons. Well, I said to my sister, I like having it on because I'll be doing other things and I'm not really watching it. Like, because I'm watching all the other good shit in between. But I feel like having it on, because they're always at parties or dinners or stuff, it's like you're hanging out with friends.
And over 19 seasons,
cool. I haven't seen it.
You can get to know them pretty well, too, over that length of time, right?
Before, so it's like I have no business going back, but all we have is time. But I mean, I'm watching, like, Paris House will be coming back soon. But I mean, like, I watched Ozark, Better Call Saul. I watched Tempo, rewatched that the other day again. Great film. What other? If I Were Australia, Superstar All Stars, just finished that. Yes, honestly, there's shows in Australia. It's nothing like the U.S. It's amazing. I have a big group of friends that also are all into it. I got them all into it, so we text each other and stuff while it's going on. I watched the other day. That was like weird. Other series I've watched, The Tiger King, which I thought was like fine.
Yeah, it's pretty wacky. What about friends of your, like, is there anybody trying to do comedy, like, that used to be doing live shows that is trying to capture?
Everybody is, like, I don't know. Right now, I just kind of feel like, God bless everybody for doing it, and I love everybody, but I don't know if I feel like it's like, if I've seen anything lately that's like worthwhile. I mean, who? I'm trying to think. My friend Alex Heiner has been doing something really funny in his stories where he has a cutout of Dustin Hoffman from Rain Man. So he's been like a little bit. It's like, that's pretty funny. Michael Benz, he's a director. He's an incredible director, and he's been doing like every day different, like in his stories, different like films on the quarantine, and they're just fucked up and weird and great. But I'm sure, like, I don't know, I'm sure everybody probably, like, any of the awesome LA comedians, like, people are all doing different stuff. So yeah, like I'm sure I just haven't, Brent doesn't have, you know, like Doug Pound is always creating stuff, and Leah Marr is always doing funny stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's hard. It's like my friends are doing stuff, but like there's just so much stuff everywhere. And
yeah, and everybody's in their living room doing it now too. So it's like everything looks very similar. So it's, yeah, and people have time
or
to
gymnasium
do stuff like this.
Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of stuff on TikTok because like I was getting paid to do TikTok stuff, and then I really find that TikTok is like a wealth of joy. Like it makes me laugh. I keep posting a lot of the TikToks that it's been real crowd pleaser, because like you haven't seen anything until you've seen a guy holding a duck above a bongo drum and his feet are like tapping.
Oh God.
It's like you cannot, it's incredible. So yeah,
it sounds incredible, honestly.
It really is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a bongo.
Yeah, totally. Little duck foot bongo for sure.
Save the day.
Yeah. Imagine that. All right. Absolutely. Well, thanks. I mean, this has been great to talk to you.
So long for it to happen.
Yeah, I know, but that's okay. It was. I'm glad we waited and we got a chance.
We had to try a few times, but
yeah, eventually worked out.
Yeah.
So stay very well.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, and happy fast healing from your appendix operation, and just stay well.
Yeah.
And we'll, try not to catch the plague, as we all are trying not to do right now. Make sandwiches.
Right on. We'll check in with you, and we'll remind everybody where to find your show too. Great. Thanks, Lindsay.
Bye,
all right. Thanks, Lindsay. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening. Check out Lindsay Ames' Make That Sandwich show. It's a darn funny one. Thanks so much for listening. Be kind to one another, and remember, wash your hands.
We are Short Attention Spa, and we'll be calling comedians every day. Well, not quite every day, but most days we'll be calling comedians. If you're going to touch your face with a pen.
See you tomorrow.